Hello and welcome to Up the Villa podcast. We're ending December, ending the year on a great point away at Stamford Bridge. A real tremendous performance from the boys. First half, it looked a little bit leggy towards the end of it, but we came out second half and fought like lions and warranted the point today. So, it was absolutely brilliant. There's some great performances. I thought McGinn was absolutely tremendous. He was rolling Kante left, right and centre all game. That shot was absolutely unbelievable. And one man that deserves a load of credit is Dean Smith. Unbeaten all through December. That's a month that I always dread watching Aston Villa. We always have a shocker, but we've came out of it unbeaten. Hopefully he gets manager of the month, El Ghazi, player of the month. It's been a great month for us all. I'll bring in Ryan to talk us through, what he felt about Aston Villa as well today. You okay, mate?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. It was a very decent point, wasn't it? You were right. The first half, we was quite leggy, but we still made good chances. Courtney House had that header, it was a terrific chance. And we didn't have the luxury of swapping 6 international players for another 6 and then bringing on the likes of Kai Havertz and Timo Werner off the bench. And then 2 days rest and we've performed like that. And, Tyrone Mings got sent off and it affected us that game, but it also affected us this game because of the effort we had to put in playing a half with just 10 men. But I touched on it on the Christmas special without actually making my point. We're a team playing without pressure. We're a team playing with confidence, balance, belief, understanding, and that makes us blooming dangerous. And we are a dangerous side. And people are going to start taking notice of us. You listen to the commentators in the media, all they talk about is Martinez because he used to play for Arsenal and Jack Grealish. We're a lot bigger than that. And I think there's a big elephant within the fan base as well. That we don't really, nobody wants to put their nuts on the block yet and mention Europe. But the way we are playing, we're heading that way. We are heading that way. And it's just, all credit to Dean Smith. He's just been absolutely brilliant. The stats that are going around about him, just his tactical tweaks, the way he's got the whole squad gelling together. These players who are coming in, like your Courtney Houses, that are just sat in, like your Al Ghazis, like your Traorés. There's a lot of work going on the training pitch to keep them happy, to keep them up for it, to keep them part of that team. And just massive credit to Dino. And you're right, I think we could have a double header award, couldn't we? Coming our way.
It's absolutely huge. I mean, even today, we're bringing on one of our own, Ramsey. First touch, nearly whipped it round the keeper. I mean, what an introduction that would have been. I mean, if that had gone in, Smith is a genius.
Yeah.
We were competitive today, and I think we all thought in the back of our mind, we're going away to Chelsea. It's a very difficult game. This is where we'll see where the squad is. But let's be honest now. We've got 2 games in hand on Chelsea, and Aston Villa are sitting in 5th position. That shows how far we have come. We're ending the year, albeit there's a few games tomorrow, in 5th place. That's absolutely huge. The where we've come from in this part of the season is nothing short of top quality. And it goes off to Smith, to the coaching staff that are all around him, the players that are on the pitch. I'm not just talking about Grealish. I'm not talking about Mings. I'm on about like El Ghazi stepping up. Trezeguet has been phenomenal so far this season. Courtney Horse has come in and done amazing. I mean, no one would have thought that we'd be playing like this with Courtney Horse at the back compared to what he was like towards the end of last season. But it's remarkable. And I just think today, McGinn, how good was McGinn, Ryan?
Oh, he was absolutely sensational. And you talk about having leaders on the pitch. McGinn, he just took that game by the scruff of his neck, and you could see him directing everybody around. And we say the coaching staff, we've got 4 Aston Villa managers, we've got 4 or 5 captains on that pitch, and if you've got 4 or 5 captains, you've got a bloody good team. But he was something else. He was absolutely everywhere, every blade of grass.
For me, that's the best I've ever seen McGinn. I think that was the best McGinn well, whether we've seen in ages, or I'd say he was quality today. We're talking about he's in a midfield with Kante, Jorginho. These are top quality players, and we held our own in that middle of the park today. Louise looked good on the ball as well. I just thought we were really good, and we did have to dig in today. We did have to dig in, and we were under pressure, but we came through it. And that's a good trait that we've had today, is that we managed to get through that game when a team's bringing on Kai Havertz, Timo Werner. The bench is like unreal. And today we managed to hold it, get the point, get back to Villa Park now, put your feet up, and get some rest ahead of Man United. But I just think it was a great performance. It's just topped off the December, really. We've had a great December, and I'm just buzzing for us, really, to see where this squad's gonna go. So if we touch on United, then how are you feeling towards that game?
I know that you're just as eager as me to do them at home. You are, yeah. It's been an awfully long time, and I think we're considering we didn't plan that long ago at home, did we? And the team we're going to be putting out for that game, we're going to go toe for toe, and I fancy us, mate.
Yeah,
I fancy us. It'll be, even though they are a bogey team for us, really, aren't they? But we can go in that game without pressure and just go for it. Just attack them, mate. And
there's nothing to fear. Just go for it.
No, nothing to fear at all.
So absolutely brilliant chatting to you, mate. Thanks for coming on,
mate. Just before I go, I'd just like to say, it's been a dreadful year, really, and thanks for reaching out and asking me to come on the pod, mate. It's filled a massive void of not being able to go to the game. And somehow we managed to build a website as well. So I'd just like to say thanks to all them guys that have doing the fan reports and putting the Villa content out there in their own time, So just a massive thank you to them. So check that out as well, please.
Yeah, definitely. I'll second that. I think we are a new podcast. We've only been going 6 months, but we've done so much. We've raised money for the Villa Foundation as well. We've got a website. We give you the opportunity, the chance to write your own pieces. Any fan has the opportunity to come on board to this podcast as well and have your say after the games. That's what we're all about. We're all about the fans interacting and having a voice for Aston Villa. So thanks everybody that supported us. And watch out for next year. We've got loads more to come. Up the Villa.
Super, mate. Up the Villa.
So back on tonight, we've got Seb. How are you, mate?
I'm good. A good result for us tonight. So it's always nice to join after a positive
Absolutely
result.
Huge result for us. So what did you make of it?
Yeah, it was really good. First of all, I'd like to point out that Amazon Prime's coverage of the game was shambolic. It was so awful. Having to listen to Jim Bedlin for 90 minutes. It was almost like a Bush took a trial. It was horrific. I think I listened to the last 20 minutes on mute because it was just awful. It was Chelsea this, Chelsea that. It was almost as if we weren't there. But on to the result. It's a really positive one. And I think it's one that highlights just how far we've come over the course of the season. I think I've told you this about 6 times now, but we would have lost that game last season because we were really poor at seeing games out, and obviously Sky Sports showed you that stat almost every game about how many goals we conceded in the last however long it was of a game. But I think we were really confident tonight. We looked up for it, although we did look a little fatigued, obviously playing 2 games in 48 hours with almost little to none changes. That's going to hurt you. But we were good. We looked up for the fight and we matched Chelsea in every single department, I feel. Chelsea looked to have a lot of the ball, obviously being at home, and they looked to come at us, but they didn't really come at us with any threat. I think when they got themselves into good positions, they looked lackadaisical at times, almost putting your foot through it too hard. But we defended really well, and it's a good solid point for us.
Like everything you've said, like you say, obviously last season we'd have probably caved, but defensively our structure looks very, very good. When players are coming in, so for example, Mings is out, Conter's back in, House is in. it doesn't seem to affect us too much. I thought House had another good game at the back. He was winning a lot in the air, throwing his body. First half should have probably hit the target with his free header. That was a big miss first half. But I just think at the back we look very, very good. Especially at times today, I felt like Cash was let down by Traore slightly, especially first half, and especially for their goal, lack of tracking back. But again, I thought Traore had a decent game, showed great touches going forward at times. His movement looked okay. Would like to see a little bit more from him defensively, and I think that's where maybe Trezeguet is a little bit more solid for us. He puts in that dirty work at times, which sometimes you need, especially when you go into places like Stamford Bridge, Old Trafford. You're going to need that type of commitment going backwards as well. Let's touch on El Ghazi. Again, another goal. He just loves scoring at the minute, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's on fine form and he looks brilliant. His confidence must be sky high at the moment because the performances he's putting in, week out, we're starting to see some consistency from him, which we haven't seen over the last few years. If he can keep this up, then I think Trezeguet will find it really hard to come in and take his spot. He did everything we could have asked for him tonight. He worked hard defensively, covering Matt Target. I think Hudson-Odoi was having a field day against Matt Target at times. So El Ghazi just moved a bit further back defensively to almost cover him and give Hudson-Odoi two people to think about, which worked. However, that left us a bit tight up top. I think Watkins had a really difficult day today. I don't really remember him having that many touches in Chelsea's half. However, he did well when asked of him, and even Watkins, when he was asked to come back and defend, did it well. We were solid all around the pitch tonight. I think it was one of those games where there were no real standout performances, but there was no one that really let us down tonight. I think it was like sevens across the board performance for us tonight. It will give Smith and co a lot of encouragement going forward, knowing that we can go to tough places, tough grounds like Stamford Bridge, where Chelsea hold a really good record at home, and knowing that we can compete and compete really well. Yeah, good performance.
I mean, another pleasing aspect I would say through watching the game as well is when you're looking at like 70 minutes, 75 minutes, when Chelsea are bringing on Kai Havertz and Timo Werner. You know, they're bringing on quality players, and we were able to nullify them. That threat of that injection of top-class quality, we were able today to contain that, which was very, very pleasing for me as well. So anyway, Seb, thanks for coming on. Great talking to you. And
speak to you soon. Up the Villa.
Up the Villa. So I'm delighted to say I've got Jamie back on. So Villa sitting 5th in the league. It's been a while since I've spoke to you. How are you feeling?
Yeah, obviously last time I came on, I think we lost to West Ham. It's been quite a change of any fortune since then. Obviously, I think that's 7 points from 15 now. But yeah, I think Dean's got the right balance. I think we are much better defensively. We're still a threat going forward. I mean, as you remember last season, there were times where we were bottom of the league, but we were playing well, but we weren't necessarily getting the results. This season, we look competent at the back, and we just look like a team of that team spirit, and we don't know when we're beaten, to be honest. I think today, to show the character, to come from a goal behind was massive.
I think it's huge. You know, it's that character and belief that we've got at the minute that's really impressing me. So who stood out for you today?
It's got to be McGinn. I think man of the match. I think his snappy bite, the way that he goes in to win the ball back, he goes in for headers. The fact that he's able to score almost long shots as well. I mean, that would have been quite a goal, wouldn't it? But yeah, I think he ran the show today. I think the way that it took him a while to come back from injury. I think he's finally found his full form there, and I'm looking at the team and I'm thinking, where does Barkley fit in there? Because it's hard to drop anyone. You can make a case for any of those to start the next game, and it would be harsh for any of them to be dropped as it stands.
Definitely. So what are your thoughts towards United?
I think a bit of a tough game, but I mean, it's one of those. The games keep coming thick and fast at the moment. I mean, you might have to make some changes just for the fact that I think these last few games would have tired us out, and I'm surprised we were able to hold on to it in the way that we did. But going to that game, I think we have a chance. Obviously, they're at home, and I think they're better away from home than at home. So I think we're going full of belief, and we'll have a real chance if we can just go and play our same game plan, really.
Let's hope so. Let's hope this little couple of days can do us good to rest those legs. Anyway, thanks for
totally
coming on, mate.
Right.
Up the villa. So our next caller of the night is Justin. 1-1, Stamford Bridge. What did you make of it?
Firstly, we have to start with this, don't we? Ain't nobody like El Ghazi. Makes me happy. Swear to God, I'm going to keep singing that until he stops scoring, which hopefully won't be all season.
What?
Brilliant. Great.
Just incredible, isn't it, at the minute?
Well, what a run he's on, Purple patch, innit? Carry on, mate. Just keep getting in them positions, keep scoring. Yeah, weird first half. I think all I read all over Twitter and private message groups that we're all on was after our first decent first 20 minutes. After that, we did drop off. Chelsea got better, and then all I heard was fatigue. 2 games in 48 hours. It was a talking point before the game. Both managers sort of had a different look out on it. Lampard, 6 changes, we didn't, which, we can't really change that many players given our squad currently. But I don't think fatigue was a massive problem. I think we were just probably off it the last second half of the first half. Passing was a bit astray. I think our wingers, Lampard was clever really with his overlapping fullbacks. I think Traore and El Ghazi didn't particularly track very well in the first half, which gave our 2 fullbacks probably a lot of work to do, especially that left-hand side. They were really overloading down there, causing us a lot of trouble. But we came in at half-time, all probably a bit worried. But as we've been seeing so many times this season, I don't know what we're worried about. We've got a different team now. This isn't the Villa of 12 months ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. This is a brand new team, full of confidence. He had a good chat with him, looks like at half-time, and they came out brilliant second half. Great performance. I mean, John McGinn, if there was any fatigue, he never got the memo, did he? He runs on double Duracell batteries, doesn't he, that kid? He just never stops running. He is a phenomenon, and by far my man of the match tonight. Absolutely phenomenal performance from him.
Oh, definitely. He was tremendous in central midfield today. And I think, if you were on about players looking leggy, like you say, he definitely wasn't leggy. So let's just touch on the mentality of the team at the minute then. So we've gone 1-0 down away at Stamford Bridge. And to fight back again, come out second half, give ourselves a foothold in that game as well. It was just brilliant to see us fight back, wasn't it? So moving on to Man United then, what are we thinking towards that game then?
I think we've got 4 days now to recover. Mings is obviously back in contention, although again the centre-halves were excellent tonight. I would hope Barkley's going to be back for that as well. They're not really saying a lot about him, but he was pretty close a couple of games ago, so hopefully he'll be back in contention. Yeah, more of the same, really. We're going to go there and do what we've done tonight and what we've done for the last so many games. We've got a very confident, good side that are full of beans, full of energy, loving their football at the moment, with a coach that's tactically very switched on now. I don't think anybody can accuse him now of not being tactically up to it now. We are really the real deal, aren't we? And go to Man United, and again they're a similar side to Chelsea, aren't they? A lot of very good players, and on their day can cause massive problems. But we're going to go there, and we're going to cause them problems. We're going to go there, and we're going to take the game to them. That's how I see it, and I think it'll be a very similar kind of game to tonight.
Brilliant. Summarised it perfectly, Justin. Thanks for coming on, mate.
See you later. Up the Villa. Happy New Year as well to everyone.
Happy New Year.